So time now for a Thursday tradition here on Fantasy Live as Adam Rank and Marcus Grant are going to take us on a ride on the hype train.
Isn't that
Time to find out, whose hype is warranted, but who are these guys?
It is time once again. Here comes the hype train to bring you some fantasy zen. And the name is Rank, Adam Rank, and my guy Marcus Grant and I have sold hype trains from Brockway to Ogdenville and North Haverbrook.
And by golly, we've put them on the map.
Now let's fire up the hype train. Let's get the power tilting full max. Because this is the segment that has been endorsed by the most USC Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Marcus, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on, Marcus, I need you to feel it.
I'm ready, but you're going to feel it if you don't get off the track.
Hey, here they come. Let's get out of here.
Who are those? Are we getting automated out of our own segment?
Oh, man.
I'm just thinking you're bringing a cartoon.
It's the
AI.
AI.
What do we do?
It's the
Let's have the
AI.
cartoon do the rest of this. See you guys later.
Downsized already.
No, I'm back. I'm back. All right.
Here we go.
Now, there is a thunder that is rising from the south, and it's arriving just in time for those of you who are down in the mouth. Now, we've lost some big receivers, but there is no time for crying. So let's turn our attention to the top receiver of my guy named Ryan. Now, Marcus, I'm here to tell you, you need to erase that frown and jump on the hype train for my dude, A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah, this is easy.
This isn't easy.
This is an easy hype train to get on. Absolutely. Look, A.J. Brown has been balling out over 135 yards and a touchdown in 2 of his last 3 games. He's got a great matchup this week against the Houston Texans. This is an easy call.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what we've seen over the last couple of weeks with the way that Ryan Tannehill's been playing, this is an easy call. Great matchup. I know that the Texans have been somewhat tough against opposing wide receivers, but I think A.J. Brown has earned our trust over the last couple of weeks, especially with all those guys down. All right, bring us back. Bring us back. All right. Hype trains, they come in all shapes and sizes, and out in Philadelphia, a diminutive one arises. And please don't be fooled and don't get it twisted. This guy nearly took down the Giants himself, damn near unassisted. So, Marcus, you will have to act quickly. Jump on while it's hot. So please let me know if you're down with Boston Scott.
I can't.
Boston Scott.
Look, I love the makeup of this train, right? I do. I love the makeup of this train. The problem is, I think Miles Sanders is going to be back this week. And that sort of takes a lot of the wind out of the sails of Boston Scott. Sanders has played well. He's been the lead back in Philadelphia. So I think that just limits Boston Scott's opportunities this week.
I was kind of with you, and I think that we started throwing these names around. I was a little apprehensive, but then I watched one of Baldy's breakdowns, and you got to start to realize that this Philadelphia team needs playmakers. And somebody like this has got to go out there and make plays, and I think he's going to get more opportunities moving forward. And finally, we have a wide receiver who is rising to the call. The dude we drafted in the first round is out, so we need this guy to ball. This guy has got the skill. Looks like he was chiseled out of stone, but he's got to put it all together and take that rock to the end zone. If this man can do it, he will be quite the good Samaritan. So, Marcus, are you down with the Bucs, Rashad Perriman?
I am. I mean, I'm not super fired up about it. Come on. You're not coming? You're not coming?
No, they already did the enemy.
Oh, come on. Yeah, look, I think Rashad Perriman steps up. The last couple of weeks, he's actually getting more targets. Remember, was it 2-3 weeks ago, we were all looking at Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. It was Rashad Perriman that had the big game. And I think now that Evans is out, that means more opportunities in a good spot against the Lions.
I think the coverage switches his way, and it'll allow, and Chris Godwin still working out of the slot is going to be the guy who gets all the production. They're just going to shut him down. He benefited from Mike Evans being on the field.
Okay.
We're going to go around the horn to project
Top
how
flight
some of the top
quarterbacks of the
5 signal
world.
callers will fare. Fabs, you are up first with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I'll do the
I'm going to let
for
you project
okay?
this one. So
All right,
I'm going to go up to
Clearly
27.
going up to 20.
27.
27.
There you go. One
Got it.
back.
I'm into that.
Perfect, my friend.
27.
In 3 career games against the Tennessee Titans, Watson's averaging 28 points per game, or right around 28 points per game. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I really like Ryan Tannehill in this game. This should be a shootout there. Deshaun Watson hopefully will help me beat Jeff Garland in the Allison Chains League
Look,
this week.
even in a game where they got blown out by the Broncos, he still put up 28 plus.
Yeah.
so you got to feel good about that. Akbar, what do you think about Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott going up
Got the
against the
Rams,
Rams,
yeah.
and we saw this offense hot early in the year, but all of a sudden we've seen some ups and downs
Keep
and
going.
a lot of downs.
Keep going.
No, I'm
No,
going
keep going.
about
No more.
17 fantasy points. I could see him throwing for 300 yards. I could see him throwing for a touchdown, and I could see him throwing for an interception. Now, I know he's averaging 21 fantasy points per game this season, but I'm thinking there's going to that interception and the defense of the Rams. It's going to hurt him some, and so he's going to give you an average stat line in Week 15.
It's not cool, Ak.
No, it's
Well,
not.
that is your quarterback number 3 this year in average
know.
points per game in Dak
It's
Prescott.
disrespectful.
Right?
Almost as
Right?
disrespectful
As what you-
as him
as-
wearing sweatpants.
These are
What
not
is
sweatpants,
happening?
man. These are some cool pants, man.
Are they?
It's got
sneakers
elastic at
talk.
the bottom.
Yeah,
They
What
do.
is going on with that?
Can you tighten your shoes for us?
I will.
Okay. What do you got here, Adam Rank?
I got Russell Wilson.
There you go. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, come on. Are you talking about me?
Whoa.
11?
I'm going to go with 100.
Didn't you mean to keep going?
188 passing yards and a touchdown. This is no disrespect to Russell Wilson.
Major disrespect.
Why is it disrespect? He's going to hand the ball off to Chris Carson, who's going to have 3 rushing touchdowns. I look at the way this matchup's going to go. The Carolina Panthers have allowed a lot of production on the ground. Pete Carroll likes to run the football. They've had to get away from it at times. This is not one of those games where they're going to have to. This is going to be a short game. Huge opportunity for Chris Carson. Bad for Russell Wilson, unfortunately. He'll play well.
So his
He'll
5th
play
straight
well.
game under 17 points, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he'll play well. He just won't score
Well,
a lot of fantasy points.
Copy that. What do you think here, Marcus, on Josh Allen against this tough Pittsburgh defense?
Well, you said you were leery of
I
the
am.
Buffalo
I am.
Bills, and I'm going to tell you that you should be, because I'm going to give him 13 fantasy points. I don't think it's going to be a great game for Josh Allen. That Steeler defense has been pretty solid all year long. For the past month or so, giving up about 12.5 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. And I know a big strength of Josh Allen is running the football. The Steelers have given up the 6th fewest rushing yards to quarterbacks, so that means that might take a big part of his game away from him.
Pressure and turnovers, 2 things that the Steelers create, and 2 things that the Bills and Josh Allen are sometimes prone to. Okay, here we go. In case you missed it, in Oakland, where the Raiders are gearing up for their final home game in California, we might need to pump the brakes just a bit on Josh Jacobs' status. Despite the positive MRI results yesterday, Coach John Gruden would not guarantee the rookie would be cleared to play. So, Fabs, how tough a spot does this put fantasy managers
Well,
in
it's
here?
easy. We're starting a Raiders running back. We just don't know which one it's going to be
Oh, yeah.
yet. If Jacobs plays, he starts. If DeAndre Washington plays, he starts. The Jaguars have given up the most fantasy points to running backs over the last 4 weeks. Unfortunately, it's probably going to end up being one of those game time decisions.
Yeah.
But whoever starts for Oakland starts in your backfield.
And in Jacksonville, wideout DJ Chark not practicing with an ankle injury today. He's still day-to-day, but our options are a bit thin at receiver this week. So, Rank, if we need some insurance for Chark or really anyone else, who's your favorite streaming option?
I'm going to go with Mike Williams, and he's going to be playing in the same window as the Chargers will be playing in the same window as the Raiders and Jags. So you can kind of go through and have a little bit of a decision time
Yeah.
at around 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And the one thing that we've seen out of Mike Williams last year, 12 touchdowns. This season, scored his first touchdown in week 14. I expect some regression to the mean, and for him to get back into the end zone, one of the areas where the Vikings are vulnerable, big plays like that. So I think that he gets one of those YOLO balls from Phillip Rivers and gets into the end zone.
And in case you missed it, further south in the Sunshine State, Jameis Winston suffering a fractured thumb last weekend. And though the team is hopeful he will be ready by Sunday, he was only throwing tennis balls in practice today. So, Marcus, how concerned should we be about Winston's health this week?
I mean, it should be a little bit concerned. I mean, this is a guy who is not the most accurate of passers when all is well. Now he's dealing with an injured thumb. The upside, though, is that he did hurt the thumb last week, left the game temporarily, and did come back. So that should give you at least a level of confidence that he should be able to go. The matchup is really good, though, against the
Yeah, and on
Lions.
top of that, throwing those tennis balls really helps with the digitorum muscles as well. That's why they do it.
Okay.
I just
One more note we
That was
got from our
awkward.
Aditi Kinkawala in the last couple hours. Injured Steelers wideout Juju Smith-Schuster is back in practice this week, but apparently he left the field early today. Not sure how much we should be reading into this status change here, but we'll update you as we hear more from what is a fluid situation in Pittsburgh.